Hello YouTube, how are we doing? Hope everyone is doing good. As always, before I get started, thank you very much for stumbling across my little corner of the internet here and checking out the video and the channel. I really appreciate it. Yeah, just another quick video out on the bike today. Basically, the reason I'm recording this video is today is the 15th of June 2020 and it is National Ride to Work Day. So it's a day that is not a new day. It's been done for a while. I believe this is the 29th year of it. Basically it's a day where it seems to be used for a number of reasons. The main one, obviously due to the name, is to encourage people to consider riding a motorcycle to work. Now I always thought National Ride to Work Day was a cycling thing, but apparently there's actually a National Cycle to Work Day. But this is National Ride to Work Day, which is aimed more at your motorcycles and scooters and stuff like that. So to encourage people who don't already, or or maybe do have the capacity and don't, to consider riding to work on a motorcycle. And yeah, I saw it the other day that it was coming up, and I've seen some of the literature about it today and over the weekend and stuff leading up to it. And it seems to be like a really good idea, especially at the moment. Oh, someone's exhaust just took a scraping by the sounds of it. Yeah, it seems to be a really good idea given the circumstances at the moment. So here in the UK, 15th of June 2020 is also the day that non-essential retail and businesses basically reopen. So a lot of the public are going back to work after around 12 weeks off work and stuff like that. So obviously oh god, it's very smoky all of a sudden up here. Oh, someone's exhaust. So yeah, a lot of the public are back on public transport and stuff like that, and people are maybe a little bit intimidated by using public transport at the moment with the coronavirus epidemic still a thing. And obviously you get on and everyone's, it's mandatory to wear a face mask now. So if you getting on a tube or a bus or something, everyone's sitting there in close quarters wearing face masks. It's a little bit unsettling still, makes people still feel a little bit uncomfortable, even after about 3 months of the new normal, as we're told it is. So yeah, and the Guardian actually published a report recently as well as part of getting up to the National Ride to Work Day, where they anticipate that motorcycle usage will increase 3 to 4-fold in the next few weeks, months. Because they anticipate, again, people won't want to use public transport. They'll be deterred from using public transport. So obviously, if you've noticed in recent weeks when the lockdown was in place, there's suddenly more people in the park. There's more people going out for walks in the evening. There's more people riding push bikes and stuff like that. They anticipate that motorcycles will also see an increase as a result of the guidelines and stuff like that. So I can't really say I've noticed more motorcycles on the road personally recently, because as a fairly new rider myself, I tend to notice every motorbike. Oh, there's my bike, like you do when you buy a car, don't you? You buy a car, so you buy a Ford Cougar or whatever. That's a car, isn't it? You buy a Ford Cougar, a blue Ford Cougar, and suddenly you think everyone's got blue Ford Cougars. They're everywhere. And whatever. I've never seen so many blue Ford Cougars since I bought one. Now obviously that's a bit different for me on my motorbike because I drive this abomination, so I don't really see many of these around, but I do tend to notice more motorcycles. I'm going to forgive and not include this idiot here riding around, because they're the joyriders on their motocross bikes. But yeah, at least he was wearing a helmet, I suppose. But yeah, I've completely forgotten my point now. That guy's thrown me off. No, yeah. So I haven't really noticed more motorcycles on the road, because as a new rider, I'm still like, oh look, a motorbike. What is this car doing here? I don't think he knows. There's a guy in front of him. So yeah, it's still very new to me, so I notice more motorcycle riders more myself anyway. So yeah, have you guys riding around on your bikes, have you noticed more riders? You know, is it a thing? You know, are there suddenly more motorcycles on the road? I noticed when it was quieter, obviously, motorcycles tend to stand out a little bit more if the roads are quieter. But then again, it was around the beginning of the season for those people who just ride seasonally. What is he doing? For those people who ride seasonally or what have you. When the weather started to get nice during the epidemic, it happened to be during the epidemic, so you are going to see more bikes on the road as a result. But I suppose the interesting question is, for those of you who have bikes and cars, you know, would you be more inclined now to just use your bike more than the car, perhaps? You know, I suppose if it's your own car, you know, it's just you in it, or you and the family in it anyway, so you know, you feel like you're less exposed to you know, to corona and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it's mainly people who use public transport, you know. So if you're watching, one of the people who does watch the video who potentially doesn't ride already, and maybe does use public transport to get to work, and you're just about to go back to work as everything starts to slowly reopen, you know, would a motorcycle be more appealing to you now, perhaps? You know, be interesting to get some opinions on that. Another really good thing I noticed in regard to National Ride to Work Day is that there's an amazingly amount of literature out there aimed at non-motorcycle riders, so not just to encourage them to maybe think about becoming a rider, but also potentially think about more awareness. So you used to have like Motorcycle Awareness Day or things like that. And stuff like that. I don't know if this is replaced or if this is alongside it, but I have noticed an awful lot of literature being put out there in regard to you know, drivers, be aware, you know, motorcycles, you know, will use the full lane, you know, they will ride in your mirrors and stuff like that. And it is amazing that some things like that you'd think that people would know as drivers already, but they don't. And maybe it's something I'll probably go into in my next video, which will be my 1 year anniversary and the things I've learnt riding. Yeah, the amount of things I didn't quite realise when it comes to like riding a motorbike and the way you're treated on the road and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe I'll cover a bit of that off on there. But yeah, it was really good to see those extra bits of awareness, you know. You know, beware, there's going to be more bikes on the road. Just like today, there was a lot. You know, I saw it yesterday on Sunday. It was like, oh, you know, it's ride your motorcycle to work day. So just be aware, might be a few more motorbikes on the road than normal today. And I thought that was really good as well. So yeah, anything that spreads awareness, obviously, to help motorcyclists, you know, be a bit more protected on the roads, and you know, and also helps remind motorcyclists of the rules of the road as well, because you know, we're not all innocent and stuff like that. You know, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it's car drivers who are the, you know, the bane of the roads and stuff like that. There are motorcycle riders out there who, you know, don't actually, you know, don't enamour themselves to the rest of the roads. You know, like our gentleman friend we saw just, who was, you know, who's basically one of those, gets on his little motorcycle cross bike, probably hasn't got any form of licence or anything, and literally just goes doing wheelies up and down the road all evening and stuff like that. So it's good for both sides to have that bit of awareness and stuff like that. You know, it's not solely aimed at the likes of us who are out on our bikes and stuff like that. So yeah, I just thought a really good day, and I thought it'd be, you know, just an interesting topic to cover out while I'm riding around, grabbing a few bits and bobs from the shops and stuff like that. So yeah, have you guys seen more bikes on the road? Have you noticed an uptake? Do you have more friends asking you questions about bikes? Perhaps. Are you watching this and you haven't got a bike and you have questions and stuff? Okay, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an expert on riding. I've been riding a year, you know, I've been riding a year, as I'll cover off in my next video and stuff like that. But if you do have any questions about, you know, that I can take into that video, perhaps on how I found riding and stuff like that, you know, has the you know, the current situation changed your mind on things and stuff like that, like being on the roads and stuff like that? I'd be really interested to know. So as always, do please continue to like, comment and subscribe. It is always great to hear off you guys and girls. Feedback, good, bad, ugly, don't mind at all. I say, I want to put out the best possible content that I can. So you know, and you guys will keep me honest and stuff like that, and I've really appreciated all that, the help and support. So yeah, thank you for that, thank you for the likes, thanks for the comments, thanks for the subscribing and just the views. It's really good to know that, you know, people appreciate the content and stuff like that. So that is it. Hit me up on the socials if you want to have a chat about it, about anything, about the videos, about any questions you might have, or anything you feel I can do better. More than happy to read them. But until then, YouTube, stay safe, and I will catch you in the next one.